Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly stock market update video. This week we have a lot to talk about. We have SPY breaking its range support, as well as a lot of good things going on in the market. We'll be looking over at S&P 500, QQ, Bitcoin, as well as the Max 7s. And we'll be head over to the sentiment data, dark pool data, as well as economic data before we get to the technical charts. And if you guys want, feel free to skip ahead if you guys just want to look at the charts. All right, so let's get to the sector data. So this week, pretty much is money rotating out of the market again due to all 12 sectors being red except energy. Of course, we know what's going on in the geopolitical tensions that is causing energy and oil to rise. Of course, XLE, the energy sector, is green. So that's market hates that. And so we're not getting any rotation into any of the sectors. And so if this keeps on escalating and oil stays in the higher price, right, and especially when it actually consolidates at a higher price, then market probably might go a little bit lower. But of course, if it goes the other way, things slows down and oil prices are coming down, then market might potentially actually bounce around these areas. All right, fear and greed index. Historically, this is a very good indicator for when it's that extreme fear to potentially look for setups to buy dips. Over the past few couple months, this has been always a little bit broken, always staying in the fear, even though when things are going up. But overall, just use this as more of a confluence of signals. So if this is extreme fear, and you see AI sentiment data at the same time, where all the bears are, out of the woods. Everyone is bearish now. This may potentially be you can buy the dip opportunity for certain stocks if there's a setup that shows up. And yeah, we're at 52, which is pretty darn high. Historical highs, we were at 62 during that Liberation Day week, right? So obviously, we're not dropping like 15, 20% at the moment, but we're starting to get a little bit more bearish on the sentiment. So potentially look for more of the contrarian trade here now. All right, dark pool wise, we've been talking about dark pool for 6 months in this range that we've been trading in SPY and Qs and every other ones, right? This one is VOO, which is a derivative of SPY. Of course, we've all broken down below it, right? Number 9, the largest trade. Number 2, largest trade. 10, 5, 3, 6, 7, 4. We're all below it at the moment. As well as IVV, which is another derivative of SPY, which looks exactly like SPY. So obviously we are below it as well. And all these number 1, number 4, number 7, 2 prints. And this is SPY itself. We're also below it as well. We do have a print coming in here, number 4. This could potentially be a covering. You guys know I talked about last week saying what I'm looking for if I'm looking to potentially buy the dip is a break below all the support like this, right? Break below here, and get no follow through. And then we bounce back above it. That is what I was looking for. Not sure if that's going to happen yet, right? We just broke below it and closed. Right? We'll see if that does happen on Monday or Tuesday. And potentially look for more of a setup here. Talk a little bit about after that, after we finish the datas. But yeah, so we're below it, and we'll see how it goes. Same thing with the Qs, right? We're below all the dark pools, below it. Same thing, we just broke below the support, and want to see if this is a break below, stop everybody out, and everybody becomes bearish, and then the boat flips. That may be a potential scenario here as well. Those are earnings. Just take a screenshot if you guys any one of these. And no huge real market movers here that I'm seeing. So yeah, just take a screenshot if you guys see any one of these. All right, economic data is really not that much, right? S&P, PMI, crude oil, job claims. That's it. All right, let's get into the charts. So SPY. So this is what I'm looking for, right? If this breaks down, we came right into the next structure here, which is this structure here, right? If we break below this structure, then there's really not that much below us. We're probably going to go straight to previous all-time high for support. But before that even happens, we have to break this structure for the bears, which so quite a bit of ways, right? Still got like 3-4% before even breaks before we even get to this area, right? So overall, we were down about roughly 7%, 7.5. So nothing right extreme here, right? We see 10% pretty common pullbacks every year on this buy. So right now, let's see if this support breaks right here, becomes a no follow through, and on Monday we get a big bounce. Even though if we do bounce, right? Bare minimum for bulls, right? At least break this downtrending line here, right? We've been rejecting from here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we bounce and then we just hits here and it becomes another lower high, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Um, Consistent daily downtrend. If we bounce here, even though if it's a big bounce, we make another lower high, hits here, and then lower low, right? It's just a continuation of the downtrend, as well as rejecting from this trend line. So bare minimum for me, let's get a big enough bounce, right? Maybe a higher low and a higher high, break through that trend line, then potentially we can look for a setup on that higher low here, for potentially marking a low. But so let's see if it does that. Even let's say if we get a like green day Monday, right? Then we got that our first signal. That's the no follow through signal, right? Lower low, stop side red, no follow through signal. But that doesn't mean we're out of the woods, right? So and then when we create enough space on that higher low, that's where we can start trying. And then if it does fail again, becomes a lower low, okay, that's fine. We just got stopped out a little bit there on that higher low. But if it becomes the higher low and actually follows through, and right becomes a longer term picture low, okay, then we probably nailed near the bottoms and we're going to catch a bigger move here. So definitely good for the risk reward when we do see that higher low, we could play there. um, yeah, so let's see how it shapes out. We're also getting to oversold as well. We just got the daily oversold from RS. I can see one day here in the 30. Weekly still not oversold, but daily oversold historically has been a decent buy the dip opportunities, due to how strong the market has been. Um, yeah, so let's see. All right, similar idea with the Qs. So the Qs broke down below the support. You can see broke down below these two pivots as well. I tried to hold on Thursday. You can see right here, and then didn't hold, and we just straight flushed it. So now we are also at a structural support. So this is, you can see we've been traded sideways here for about 2 months. So there's support here. Not like here. From here to here is like no support, right? See, just kind of went straight up. Yeah. This could also be that lower low stop everybody out, no follow through, and then hitting this trend line that we've been having for a while. This is just a trend line from previous all-time highs, connecting to previous all-time high, previous all-time high, all the way back to a long time ago. Coming support, right? Support, support. And let's see if this is support. We did go slightly below it, but kind of closed right on it. But trend lines are more so. You can just easily tweak it, right? Tweak this by like a little dot, right? Next you know, okay, we closed on it. So it's more of a visual guide overall. So, but yeah, so we are hitting right at trend line. On top of that, this confluence of support right near, right? This is the previous level of support right here, on top of this range of the support. So let's see if we get that bounce. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a 9% drop. No huge big deals for me at the moment. But overall, still that lower low continuation. And let's see if SPY and the Qs can actually break that downtrend and potentially for a reversal. All right, so Bitcoin. So Bitcoin here, not much of a offense still, right? We talked about saying bulls are definitely playing defense every time we see a higher low, right? See the low, next low is higher, next low is higher, higher. So we call this a higher low. And then we also making higher highs. That's a daily uptrend confirmed, but not much follow through. Every time we make a new high, it just kind of reverses. That being said, bulls are definitely playing defense here. Shorter term bulls, right? Daily time frame bulls are playing defense, but not much offense. And longer term picture bears are definitely still in control, right? If you tell me, if you look at the chart, we came from 124. We're literally still consolidating at the lows after a 52% drop, right? It's pretty clear to say longer term bears are still in control, right? The monthly time frame, the weekly time frame bears are definitely still in control here. But the shorter term time frame, daily time frame bulls are starting to show up a little bit. Nothing too significant. Definitely playing that defense here, but they need to start playing some offense, right? Break above see, do we break above the bear flag? Kind of, right? We broke over the 0.382, but not very convincingly, right? It poked above it and we came back down. So technically speaking, the weekly bear flag is negated, but not very convincing in terms of price action wise. What you want to see as a bull is this makes another higher low, holds above this trend line as well, and then makes that higher high. That would be ideal. And then this time, when you make the higher high, don't just kind of like reshape down. At least hold above that level and kind of consolidate around the higher high, and then come back to test this 84,000 lows. That would be nice. All right, so let's look at Tesla. All right, pretty much, we've been talking about this for many months on this drop. I keep saying that if it breaks here, it's going to be an easy flush between here and here because of no support from this range to this range. So this is exactly what we got, right? You guys can look back at the videos. We've been talking this for months. Broke that support. You can see the flush, how fast it goes because there's no volume here and support. So, and we pretty much came back to 365. Just take the top of this range here. If we go another leg down, I'm probably gonna go up to 357 to start coming into the structure where these tops are. And might get a bounce from there and potentially just consolidate here, depending on where the market decides to go. The Qs, right? The Qs making another leg down. This is the 100% going to make another leg down because it's currently relatively weaker than the market. So, I mean, not 100%, maybe 99%. But yeah, but once it hits support, if you see the price action start to become relative strength in the market, then you know that's a strong level of support. But for now, we're not seeing that at the moment. Still relative weakness. All right, let's go to the Meta. So Meta last week, I said the range broke this tiny range, bigger picture, right? But I said we need to break pivots for it to become a follow through, and we did actually. So broke here, back test, right? Monday, Tuesday, try to back test, and it acted as resistance. Prior support, now flipping to resistance, reject, and it head lower. Broke this pivot. Haven't broken it here yet, right? You can see a lot of lower wicks here, and it held here as well. If we hold here and the market bounces, this just becomes a range bound trade, right? This is a tiny range bear break, and then didn't get much follow through, and then becomes a range trade. If we hold right at the spot, pretty much right here, where we are at. If it breaks down below that, then we're looking straight through more of a 554. There's a huge gap right here. Yeah, 554 to 568 range will be where we're looking for in the next two levels if we broke below this pivot. If we do a bounce here, then more of a range trade for me. Longer term picture. All right, let's take a look at Amazon. Exactly where it is pretty much last week. I said that Amazon loves to range, very range stock. So I just pretty much predicted that it's going to go like this. But yeah, so I don't see it going anywhere other than this for a while until the market's kind of like that as well, but not as rangy as this. But if market's ranging, Amazon's definitely not going to be breaking out here for a while. So you can see we pretty much test the highs of that gap here, rejected there, just coming down here again. Yeah, not much to see on Amazon. No direction, no clear direction either. Right, it's just gonna range now for now. All right, Microsoft. So not a great look at the moment. This is pretty much the most bearish name out of the next sevens before the market even dropped, and then now the market is dropping, so it's kind of like dropping together with it. Even though it's pretty much at major support here, and if it goes a bit lower, right? We're probably looking at more of around 374, which is starting to come down into right this structure now. Highs of the structure is around 370, 374, which is also in the middle of this structure where we did bounce here a couple times, but the market really needs to bounce with it. So yeah, overall, still definitely bear control. Lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. Also, even on the weekly time frame, it's lower lows and lower highs. Yeah, zero signs of bounce. Right, you see, not even a lower wick here. But if this V shapes next week, then we know this was a lower low again. No follow through. So this is the first lower low right here, right? Broke below, no follow through. And this is in the second one, lower low just broke below, no follow through. Okay, then we know they are definitely buyers in this zone um, that are looking to accumulate, especially when you get all these lower lows, break below, stop every one day out. I know follow through, especially twice. Then we know these are a accumulation zone. All right, Google. Let's see, pretty much the strongest of the Mac 7s, right? It literally still holding, let's just say, simple trend line here. Um, support, sorry, resistance, 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 support, support. Now I can support and support again. I'm surprised it's still holding. Honestly, even if it breaks, it's still not that bearish. I was thinking more of it coming to this structure. Just when it breaks and then bounce around here before market has a direction, but still holding itself really well. Um, yeah, as long as this holds, pretty much bulls are in full control. You can say shorter term bears, right? A small daily downtrend here. But if you zoom out to the weekly and monthly charts, right, bears haven't really do any damage, right? Let's just measure this from here. From here to here, as the move, bears only retraced 23% of that move. So if we come down to 269, it's still a monthly bull flag. And so, yeah, bears haven't done any damage to this stock at all, structure wise. Uh, for me, bears need to at least break below a structure for me to start thinking, okay, maybe there's bear trade here, but zero bearishness on Google. All right, let's take a look at Apple. It did break this tiny made trend line, but it didn't break this pivot yet, right? Resistance, resistance, prior resistance, 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 support, 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 broke below it. But I wouldn't call this a bear break on the tiny range yet, because it needs to break this pivot. So if this holds right here, it's just another tiny range, still tiny range, because it's not a lower low yet. Hasn't broken through the lower low. So if this holds, we're probably gonna go like this and continue tiny range. All right. Yeah, there's solid chances it will hold too. Right? You can see Apple was only down 0.39% when the market was down like what? A lot. I think it was 1.8, I forgot. But this is called hitting support, become relative strength. So there's a solid chance Apple will probably bounce here on Monday if the market doesn't roll over. But yeah. All right, Nvidia. Let's see. So Nvidia here did break this trend line that we've been looking at for a while, right? Resistance, 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 support, 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 and support, support. So it did crack through here a little bit, but reverse, crack through here a little bit. And let's see if it reverses. But that being said, right, it needs to break these pivots for it to be a bear break for me. If it comes down like that, breaks all these pivots and stops everybody out, because there's a lot of stops all around, all here, 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 here. But if it doesn't break those pivots and we just bounce, okay, it's probably just gonna be in here again, continuing. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep about watch. Next week's gonna be very key. A lot of supports potentially might break or just hold. As you can see from these Mac 7 names, if they all hold, there's a solid chance market it's gonna act as that break below, no fall through scenario that I talked about. So keep on watching that, and that may be potentially by the dip opportunity that does happen. But if all those supports that I looked at for Mac 7 actually breaks, then this is not going to create that scenario without the follow through. It would actually get follow through. Um, so yeah, keep watching that. I'm doing the commodities update tomorrow, so check that out. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Do this every weekend. And yeah, check out the commodities update tomorrow. Have a great rest of you guys' weekend.